See, should I do that on startup? Got the new microphone. Anyways, the reason I was gonna hit F2 right on this screen, this is the first time it's booting up, but on an Acer, if you hold power and hold F2, it brings you to the BIOS. On the Chromebook, well, this is this isn't a laptop. This is the creepiest thing.
If you need an assistive screen reader, press the Windows, Control, and Enter keys.
Oh my
at the
God,
same
you are not helping at all.
Possible.
Thank you, Cortana. You're so funny. Stop talking. Stop talking, Cortana. Okay, here we go. The only thing we're gonna need for this is basically just a USB. So I'm just getting constant notifications, not by McAfee alone, but by just we've enabled this like weird shit to like collect all your shit. This setting has now been this, and if you're inactive around, like now that I'm talking, this notification stopped. But when I sat on my bed, it was just basically okay. So Ubuntu, I'm currently downloading. It's going to take about 13 minutes. I downloaded it from ubuntu.com/download, and I found that by typing into Google Linux Ubuntu LTS. LTS stands for the latest version. So that's just going to make sure you get there, and then click the Ubuntu link that you find. And then you want to go to this site called Rufus IE. You're going to need a USB stick. Okay, the operating system's 4 gigs, so a 32 will cover it, but you need a fresh one. Doesn't have to be brand new, but delete all the other stuff if you're going to use this when you use the USB. Rufus is what we're going to use to move the operating system that we downloaded from ubuntu.com. Rufus is how we get the operating system onto the USB, and then we're going to go to the BIOS, reset the computer, go to the BIOS using F2, and then boot Linux from the USB stick. Okay, so it's finished downloading. It says open file. I don't know what that's going to do. I don't know if it's an executable file or if... Anyways, Control J. Now it's in my downloads. Show in folder. Show in folder. Now we're on rufus.ie. This is what it's going to look like. It's a desktop app, so that means we're going to have to download it. Boom. Use Chrome, close. There we go. You can see it's downloading now. That is an executable, so let's open that thing, see what it looks like. Rufus, yes. Do you want Rufus to check for application updates? No. This is what it looks like. Rufus, and as you can see for device, drop down is empty. But when I put my USB in, see Kingston, now look at, boom, gives it as an option, okay? Select disk, you want disk or ISO image, that's what it is, okay? Select, we're not going to click that yet. Target system BIOS, yes. These are none of these settings need to be adjusted, okay? Ready, this is all good. So I think we select it. And then, yeah, when you click select, see this is the Ubuntu file that I downloaded. So double click that, and then okay, so that's the device. The boot selection is the file, the Ubuntu operating system. It's a .iso file, so that's the data type or file type. For persistent partition size, that's the only one that I selected. I selected 10 gigs, okay? Okay, so if you remember, after I set the partition size, I didn't touch any of these options. Format options, I didn't touch any of that. Scheme, target system, leave it at BIOS. And, you know, I already showed you this. I hit start after I set the partition size. I just hit start. And now, after it takes about 10 minutes to format, And then after that, you can just close it. And now look, the name of my device actually changed to Ubuntu, my D drive. So these are all the OS files. And you don't, obviously don't need to work with any of those or touch any of those. But now we're going to reboot and then start from the BIOS. Restart. Okay, and then once it shuts down and restarts, oh, come on. Watch this. So I was holding down F2 at the ASUS logo. Bam! The BIOS screen. Now your mouse isn't going to work here. Okay, so you actually can use your mouse in the BIOS. So what we're going to do is come to the top corner. See, it says Windows Boot. That's the default. This one, that's my USB key. And all we have to do is drag that. Save configuration and restart. Enter. Now it's going to reset. And watch this. Still ASUS, because we're still on an ASUS. See now Ubuntu. And here we are. So let's click this icon, install Ubuntu. We already have Ubuntu installed, but we don't have any of the applications it comes with. So it's going to try to bring us the software installer, I think. Like, I'm not going to lie, it takes a bit of time to get used to using the terminal because you don't install apps by downloading executable files like the way you do on Windows where you go to a website and you click download. You have to enter your password. You have to set a password and enter your password every time you install an application, but you install it from the terminal, like in the Matrix, and you see all beep, 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 beep. So you have to get used to that, but it's not hard at all. So after you double click that icon, the window is going to pop up, the one previous to this one, which is connect to your network. So you just select your network and type in your password. And then this one comes up. Okay, so this is important. What apps would you like to? Normal installation, download updates. We're going to leave that on. Continue. Now it says install Ubuntu alongside Windows Boot Manager. I'm going to leave that. That allows you to keep your Windows operating system, and they're completely like quarantined from each other. They're completely isolated from each other. So anything bad that happens on your Windows side, Ubuntu's completely immune to that. Okay. Continue. Turn off BitLocker. This computer uses Windows you need to turn it off in Windows before installing Ubuntu. Just click the link on the thing after. So BitLocker encryption. I'm going to have to go back into my Windows to do that. BitLocker. So hit continue. If I can. You remove your USB and then hit enter from that screen. It's either going to boot. So this is from when I was like 14. It's going to either boot Windows directly or it's going to bring you to like a screen where you and find out what BitLocker is and why it's ruining my life. Windows R services.msc. I typed that in last time. Enter. Bam. And then what does it say? Find in services. Find BitLocker drive. Let's find BitLocker drive. BitLocker drive. Stop the service, I assume, and double click it. Okay, let's double click it. Change its startup type to disabled. Startup type manual, disabled. Click apply, and then okay. Can prompt me to the BIOS. Allow you Do not shut down the external power during this process. BIOS update. Okay, so it's updating the BIOS. Let's go, and I can't BIOS upgrade. Do not turn off your computer. Alright. This time shut it down. Shut it down. And now, before I even hit power, I'm going to put a pinky on the F2 key. Pinky on F2. It shouldn't do this again, and then I'm going to hit power. Pinky's on F2 the whole time. This better bring me, there we go, back to the BIOS. Okay, let's go to boot priority. What? Okay, let's put this thing back in here. Maybe I have to do the whole thing over again with that stupid BitLocker thing disabled. I have a suspicion. Let me pop this in. You know, it doesn't just pop up there. I'm gonna have to restart everything with this USB in again. God damn it. He's in, holding F2. Alright, on restart I went back. Bam, it's right back there. Now I just have to do this again. Move this one up. F10 over here, F10. Save and exit, enter. I'm just gonna click install now. What's the worst that could happen? Before you can select new partition sizes, continue. I don't know what any of this means. Continue. Where are you? Toronto. How'd you know? It's a little slow, but it's gonna be super fast once it's ready. It's just, I don't know, I'm not gonna make up some bullshit, but it's faster because it's cleaner. So this message popped up, skip. Now it asks for like live patch, so I have no idea what that is. Let's see. You have to type in your password. I don't know if you guys saw me set my password, but my password is tough to type it with one hand. 1, 2, 3. Authenticate. Wrong. To use, you need an Ubuntu One account. Okay, so cancel. So next. Yeah, skip that shit. No, don't send. Do not send anyone anything. You don't need to read anything. Allow applications. Would I ever need that? So this is what you have already installed. LibreOffice Calc is Excel. Draw is like a diagramming tool. Impress is PowerPoint. And Writer is Word. And you also have VX Code, I think. Rhythm Box for making beats. To do... Alright, yeah, so Snap Store is one way to install apps visually. Software Updater, we're going to do that through the terminal. The terminal is the most important thing. Okay, the terminal, and it's like the easiest thing. Okay, so that's great. Now we have to like install stuff. Okay, so watch this. Software has been issued. Nice, it's working again. Okay, so bottom left is where you're going to see all your apps. Let's check out Calc, because I hyped it up. So, tools. Solver, bill right in. Objective function, target cell. Maximum, minimum. All the same things. Data, tools. Okay, solver, goal seek. Yeah, protect sheet, macros. Also, for the developer console, it's Alt F11. Alt F11. See that? Okay, so this is how you do it. Alt F11. That's how you open up all your modules. And what you do is, right now we only have one, the main one. You go to Edit. Boom. That's the entire developer console. So you run, dialog, set watch variables, sub, main sub, this is where you type in your code. This is where you step through the code, debugger. Alright, quick updates. So closing this. Yeah, just look how clean the dashboard is. So it starts off with these apps installed, these ones plus these ones. But we need to install Chromium and Brave browser, which is what I'm going to use. I don't really use Chrome here. Like if we're gonna be safe, might as well go all the way. So, you basically all you have to do is go. There we go. See some matrix stuff, and now it's making progress. And then eventually, it's going to be available in this menu. Okay, and if you're used to using the start menu in Windows, that's over here where you control power, reset. Actually, lets you control brightness right there, which is not available in Windows. Sound, power, boom. What I like about the Office apps too is they all have this button up here. Export directly as PDF. So this is Writer. This is the equivalent of Word. This is Impress. See, export to PDF. You can export anything to a PDF. Downloading files is the same as Windows. It was only for installing applications we use the terminal. You can see right now I'm downloading a sample Excel file to show that you can open it in Calc. So download it. Get out of here. Okay, see, it's downloading. So they're still available. You can still access them with Control J. Okay, so watch me open this. Boom, see, look, get out of here. Okay, it's an Excel file, but it's open in Calc. Calc files are different. They're ODS files. They're not XLS files, but you import them into Excel, just like you can import Word files into Writer.
So, what happened to me today is a pop-up came up and it said, do you want to update your computer or your Linux? It was a pop-up, and then I said okay, and what it did was it like reset all my login states and basically reset just my menu, removed all my menu items. So this is how you do an update, and you'll want to do this like once in a while, maybe like twice a week. So go to Control-Alt-T and you just type in sudo. Every command up here will start with sudo. Okay, that means admin. Sudo apt update, and then enter. And then you want to type in your password. Then you hit enter. Now you're updated. Okay, so don't update it. Don't update it if it asks you from a pop-up dialog box. Okay, so I had a story before explaining how to install an app. It got deleted, I think.